Everyone, welcome back. Another stream. Officially episode number 1 of Self Improve. And yes, this is not the this is not like the thumbnail, but I just decided to do a little bit of a material to promote things. Episode number 1, Self Improve. What we're going to do is languages and business. So languages we're basically going to study. We already have the websites in here, so you can already see the spoiler. We are going to go and study Portuguese, Russian, Spanish, and English. New sentences, new words, something simple, something fun, something uplifting. And then into the business part of things, we are going to go into marketing, into one or two blogs, just explore the latest trends or something like that. And then we're also going to go into this subreddit data. Data is beautiful, which is basically data for everything. I just thought it would be fun to include something a little bit more Reddit into things. And then we're going to go into ChatGPT. And why ChatGPT? Because I also want to briefly talk about sales and how we can use ChatGPT for our daily jobs and stuff like that. So anyway, all you fucking need is just a piece of paper and then a pencil, pen, whatever you want, and that's it. This video then will be available on the VOD, okay, on my Twitch channel, whatever you want to call it, and also on my main YouTube channel, because this is a show or this is a theme that I want to continue. This is something that I already do in my free time, so it will be fun to just see. Um, it's basically the one thing that I already do. I study these sort of things. So anyway, I just want to welcome people in, and that's it. I don't even have chat in here, but okay. So chat is just going to be on the Twitch portion of things, okay? And I will come back here once in a while just to check things out. And welcome to my room. I hope you enjoy my polo. Hope you like my a little bit more formal outfit, and that's it. All right, so the basic point and the basic how do I say objective of this stream and of this show is just to improve things, to study things. I was gonna call this study or self-study or something like that, but I thought that self-improve would just make more sense because of my brand, which is all self everything. So the first website that we're gonna go into is englishclub.com. We have idiom of the day, phrasal verb of the day, slang of the day, and then saying of the day. This is for English, okay? So, and why are we studying English? Because every single day you should learn something new. And it's not only because of that. It's not only because of the bullshit reason. I found that in my off time, if I somehow, some way have a structure and I have things planned every single day that I want to learn, that I want to do, even though it's not out of obligation or with that sense and with that purpose, I'm improving myself. So I feel like English or even Portuguese, everything that I'm going to show you is something that you can do in your off time. And it's not going to be too much, but just the fact that you are writing down something, you are working and improving yourself and improving your brain. And that's what we're here for, but in an uplifting way, okay? So we're going to explore every single one of them because they don't have too much. I think he opens, okay, he opens like this. So we have the idiom of the day, which is zebra crossing. Basically, it's a pedestrian crossing that is marked on the road with painted black and white stripes. So it's basically the place where you cross. Okay. Um, I was just going to say, for example, visitors to Britain are sometimes confused when they're told that there's a zebra crossing up ahead. Some even expect to see a zebra walking across the road. How great. But yeah, the basic thing is that this is just something to cross the road. Okay. Now we go back, phrasal verb of the day, end up. So basically, if you end up being somewhere or doing something, it's because of decisions you've made in the past, okay? And then we have always the example. If Jimmy keeps taking drugs, he will end up in jail or dead. That was such a bad example, but hey, welcome. All right. But the interesting part here is that this is a phrasal verb. So this is like a verb used in phrases. Something like that. I don't know if that explanation was good, but yeah. Slang of the day. How do you read this? In this case, it's pooped, okay? If it only had one P, one O, and one P, it would be popped. but because it's two O's, it's poop or pooped in this case. Very tired, exhausted. I'm going to bed early tonight. I'm pooped. I I usually say I'm cooked. I don't say pooped, but you know, each own with each own, or however you say that. Oh boy. All right, and then we go into saying of the day. Bad news travels fast. So bad news means news about bad things, in this case, death, illness, accidents, and people tend to tell this type of news quickly. But good news, passing an exam, winning some money, whatever, travels more slowly. I think the winning some money might not be like that, but okay. So no news is good news. Yeah. So basically the bad news travels fast. Everyone is going to talk about it and what. So this is it. That's what we learn. Now my suggestion is, of course, if you have a notebook, if you have a piece of paper, you just write it down, okay? You write down the word and you write down the definition. And that's basically the main objective of this studying thing, okay? It's not to make a big deal out of it. I do have my notebook back there, okay? I'm not writing things down because it's the first episode and I want to keep things a little bit more interactive. All right, and now I think we move on to Portuguese. So what I usually do with Portuguese is that I go to Dicionário Online, which is basically a dictionary. And what I do is that I always see the word of the day. And why do I do this? Because Portuguese has so many fucking different words and so many weird words that sometimes I just get flabbergasted. Like with this one, hibridismo. So basically, I'm just gonna read it now. I'm gonna like translate to you or interpret. I don't know how you say that, but yeah. So basically, it's a process of joining words that were, or basically they have these words have other parts from other languages. So it's like a mix or something like that. It comes from different languages. Okay, it has, they call here elements from different languages. Okay, so basically this means hybridism. It's something that's hybrid. Okay, from different languages, stuff like that. All right. And now we move into Russian. And by the way, that's the only thing that I do with Portuguese, okay? I do write down the definition, but some words are so weird and they're like, when am I going to use this? But again, it's just knowledge, and that's the basic point. All right, so Russian word of the day. So I started doing Russian because I have studied Russian in university, and I started using this website for the word of the day because at the beginning I was doing sentences, which is my name is, or hello, goodbye, I work at certain place. I was doing these fixed sentences, and I thought that it would just be better, at least for the show, for the episode that we're doing, to do word of the day. It's just more simple, and again, it's attitude. We got to show attitude and all that. How great. Now, I don't know if the audio is good, but we're going to listen to the lady and how to pronounce the word.
Отношения.
Okay, so she's going to say it with normal speed, and then you can also put the turtle speed. So, how I would read this would be, and then I'm going to try to read this example. So, and by the way, the alphabet is different. The H is an N. This is like sh.
Отношения.
No, no, I'm speaking now. This letter is like a sh, and then this is like an E. So отношение, which is attitude. And then we have in a sentence, if you cannot change your circumstances, change your attitude. Oh my fucking god. Am I going to read this? Okay. I'm going to try to read it, okay, so that you can see that the alphabet is completely different. And then we're going to see the lady, like how to actually pronounce things. And by the way, I don't have the alphabet here, but you can just search alphabet online and how to pronounce it, how to actually write it down, because some of these things you can, like, I can write отношение like this, like formal writing, and then I can write it like I'm going to read it. So an O, a T, an N, and an O, and I'm not going to put the H. So formal writing is going to be отношение. How am I going to read it? It's going to be OTNO sh E N E E. I think that's it. You know what I mean? If you are going to read it out loud, you have to write it in a different way. It's just my suggestion. So, Esli nie mocie izmenić обстоятельства. Okay, let's see if it is kind of like that.
Если не можешь изменить обстоятельства, смени свое отношение к ним.
It's too fast, but it was kind of like that. Измени свои отношения к ним. К ним. Okay, let's see.
Если не можешь изменить обстоятельства, смени свое отношение к ним.
God damn, it's just so complicated. What's funny about learning a new language is that if you have access to the pronunciation, you're always going to try to match the pronunciation. Then sometimes you're so fixed and your brain is so fixed in saying the words right that if something changes in the sentence or something changes, you're just like, how the fuck do I read this? But this, you can really feel like your brain being tested, and you can feel like you're just, you know, using your brain. So that's, you're pulling for your brain, you know, you're making an effort. That's basically the point. All right, so now we're gonna go into Spanish, and Spanish is the same thing. So I had Spanish a couple years ago. I also had it in 7th grade and stuff like that, and then I had it in uni. So in uni I had 3 years of more like formal Spanish or something like that. And that's basically the same thing that I do. I go for the word of the day. So we have slum. They live in a slum. Oh God, it's so funny. El Tugurio. No, no, no. El Tugurio? El Tugurio.
El Tugurio.
No, El Tugurio. Okay, so you don't read it. The G has a G. You read it as a G. So El Tugurio. So viven en un tugurio. They live in a slum. Nice. Now, again, this is all very fun and easy, okay? But you should write things down and then try to practice it. There are so many different websites that you can use that have words of the day or the sentences that I was talking about in the beginning. There are fixed sentences that you should learn, like hello, goodbye, the time, etc., directions, all that. The basic point is this: you will always find a better website. Okay, so at the beginning, if you want to learn a language, stick to one website. It's better to be consistent, even if the website doesn't have everything, than to have the best website and then you're like, oh, I can learn it whenever I want, and then you never come back to it. Okay, so be careful with that. Take that in consideration. All right, so we did this in about 10 minutes, and now we are gonna go into the marketing. Now, the marketing side of things, I have two blogs that I want to read or something like that. We have the first one, which is Carney. Carney is a bit weird. Here's why Carney is a bit weird. Because Carmi, or Carney in this case, I'm already botching the name. This blog joins a lot of things. So I'm just going to show you, and that's why then we're going to go into the marketing ideas turned powerful from Tom Orkback, and I prefer it. I think it's more easy to digest. All right, so we already start with this. Be in the know, in this case in the now. Funny. McDonald's is getting review bombed following the arrest of the UHC CEO shooting suspect. Now, I don't know what that is, but he has a link to that fucking news or whatever it is. So I feel like it's a funny way to promote things, but also be like strategic about it. I don't know. All right. So you have all these things, you know. Ooh, infographic. What type of apps do people actually pay for? I'm gonna say Spotify. Oh, type of ad. Oh, okay. Of course, it's gonna be digital entertainment. Yeah. Then dating, short videos, video sharing, storage, photo editing. Okay. I thought it was gonna be something more specific. Oh, okay. All right. So then we have tactics or whatever, creative principles to boost your LinkedIn ad strategy. And then we have these. I'm not really going to read into this because then we're going to go into the Tom blog. And I, again, like I said, I enjoy it a little bit more. All right. And then we have always a poll. Do you expect to be affected by Meta's ad optimization restrictions for health and wellness brands? Honestly, I can give a fuck. But then he has this call to action: subscribe plus vote. Very nice. Then he has other stuff. He has a lot of these. It brings a lot together. But for me, it's just too much. It's like daily carnage. Like everything is compacted, and you kind of understand what it is because they have links for everything, and it's like it makes sense. It's fine, but it's just too much. So what I discovered is this blog, which is the marketing ideas. And this blog is very interesting because you have the latest ones. I have already seen until this one. I'm pointing, but you can't see, of course. I have already done until this. And then what I usually do is that he doesn't post new stuff every single day, but then you go back and you can see all the other blog posts and then you can read it. So we're just gonna read the top ones, okay? It's completely fine because I haven't seen this stuff in a while, so yeah. All right, D1K cold email. I've already seen this one. So the one thing to do in a new job. Now remember, some of these they might not work, and some of these might be a little bit BS. But at the same time, you in this type of blog, you feel like things are experienced. Things have already had an experimentation, and you will see what I mean with this. Okay, it doesn't seem like all he's talking about is just BS. Starting a new marketing job is tough. You want to make an impact starting day one, but where do you begin? Create a marketing ideas channel. Invite colleagues from every department. Yes, even the devs. Share campaigns you've seen in previous roles. Okay, so I think this is a very good idea to share campaigns that you have done in your previous roles so that also people know what type of work you are doing. All right. Why this trick is so powerful. Your new colleagues in sales, product in general, live and breathe your company's industry just like you. When they doom scroll on social media and spot creative marketing in the wild, their brains make connections to your company. They're not marketeers, but the gears start turning. Yeah, so I guess everything that, and it depends on the area that you work for and what type of job you do. But sometimes, yes, the gears start turning, and every time that you see something, you are already thinking about, how does this apply to my job? Yes. All right. The only rule in the channel, this channel, there's no such thing as a bad idea. Okay. People should feel 100% comfortable. All right. All right. And then he gives an example. He worked at Mine OS. Uh-huh. Okay. I created a marketing ideas Slack channel. All right. Okay. Okay, make you a team superstar. The beauty of this approach is that everyone wins. So the core workers feel valued and heard. Yes. You get a huge collection of new marketing ideas to work with. Yes. Your bosses get more engaged and collaborative teams. Okay. People start coming to you proactively with suggestions and projects. Yes. Okay. So the basic idea here is to, if you are starting a new job or whatever it is, just be open to feedback. It's something that not a lot of people do because sometimes we're scared that at the beginning people are going to judge us. Sometimes we're scared that we're just not that good. But I feel like this is a very interesting thing. Now, I don't know if people are going to proactively get out of their way and say, "Oh, this was a great marketing campaign," or something that they saw online, or an ad, or this or that. But. All right, we're just going to read a second. How I use praise-led marketing to go viral. All right, most companies do it by sponsoring people with a large audience. Influencer marketing, okay. But you don't have to chase down influencers and paint them. Praise them. I think I saw one similar to this. Okay. All right. During my time at a B2B startup company called Mine, we sold a platform to data protection officers. Okay. The first thing I did was look up famous. Okay. I was surprised to find that there were none. So, okay. They had no directory, no list, no Hall of Fame. So, okay. All right. So I launched the top DPOS section on our website, set up a nomination email address, and asked our social media followers to vote their favorite DPOS via email. So basically, imagine that you have a company that sells soap or whatever. You have like the top soap people that like influencers or whatever, even if it's not real and even if they don't use your product, it's like people that can use soap in general of their lives or whatever the fuck. So what he's doing here is that basically telling people from the audience to pick someone who is the best influencer or whatever, just to brag about them. The thing is that people are not really gonna speak about in a formal way, and they might not really care about that. But I can see the idea, but I don't know. It depends. So set up your praising platform, create a blog, mini website. All right. Okay. Reach out to other employees with a link to your project and ask them if they'd like to vote for their in-house thought leader. Okay, connect with the winners. Okay. What was your praise? Okay, this is too much for me. The similar idea that I saw was basically more about like having patrons or Patreons or whatever the fuck. Having someone who is the face behind your brand, and you don't actually ask them, you basically reframe it and put it in your website, such as this person cares about said thing. Imagine that your brand is actually biodegradable or whatever, and this celebrity or whatever, they talk about being like they have the same values or whatever. You kind of like pinpoint and project that and use that into your website and into your products. Now again, is it fake? Yes, but you're not. It's the way that you are framing it and the way that you are connecting the dots that matters. Okay, so I think the praise marketing, or for me it's the same thing as having the influencers connected to your brand and not actually paying them. Okay, because you're not going to do a montage of them using your product or whatever. It's just basically like, oh, this influencer shares the same values as my company, so it's important to us, or it makes sense to us, whatever. Anyway, this has a lot of marketing ideas. Okay, I just wanted to give you a couple examples. Some of them are a little bit more dense, like the one that we just read. Other ones are a little bit more uplifting, and you're like, oh, I can see exactly what we're doing. But again, this is something that you will study and you will just write things down. You are appropriating in your life, you are using in your life, and it's just information, it's content, but good content. Okay, that's the main point, is good content. All right, so now we are going to go into data is beautiful. All right. Yeah, like this. I choked because I was like, why are my recents showing up here? Because in like the Reddit, even if you have the same account, just a side note, even if you have the same account linked to your phone or tablet, he only, like the browser that you're in only gets the most recent ones of that browser. So that's kind of cool, because I was just seeing something on my phone for another video for the relationship advice, and I was like, well, it's going to show up everything that I'm searching for, sexual education, all that, because just my work. But yeah, a little bit of a side note. So data is beautiful. So basically this Reddit or subreddit, whatever you want to call it, is for visualizations that effectively convey information. Okay, so we have so many of here. I'm actually going to go for the top ones of this month, so that it's a little bit more, interesting. So why do I just want to review this subreddit or talk about it in a bit of quick way? I feel like data is so complicated, and if we are, what I want to say is that if we want to improve ourselves, the way that we search for work, and one of the main skills that we need to use for people to actually take you more seriously is data. If you can compile data, if you can, I'm not telling you to do something like this, to do a graphic like this, but the main point is that if you can understand data being in graphics, being in things that at the naked eye you're going to look and you're like, what the fuck is this? People are going to respect you. So I feel like one of the things that I want to improve is data. Now, of course, all I have to read is life expectancy versus health expenditure. And okay, the graphic is here. And if I need anything, I'll just click on the comments and I see it. The work is done for me. But what I mean is that at the naked eye, you look at this and you're like, oh my God, a fucking graph. What is this crap? I'm not going to read it. Train yourself to do that. Okay. Understand that. Try to, it's not only aesthetics, but what I want to say is that it's the aesthetics of how you present yourself and how you convey your messages. And it's that thing, making something like this seem so fucking what the fuck and make it simple. And having the confidence to basically knowing that you can that you can see the data and convey the data. Okay. I went on a fucking rant about data. Christ. Basically what I was trying to say is that I think it's an important skill for you to know how to read graphs and stuff like that. That's the sentence that I wanted to say. But I decided to explain more. All right, so this graph for me doesn't really, you know. Okay, Elon Musk's transformation is Ord's analysis of 38K posts on X revealed the change man. Posts by Elon Musk on Twitter, X by time. Yeah, and select topics. Oh my God. Political posts on. Okay, it's an improvement. 1.1 post. Oh, but you can't see the years here. But anyway, data. Okay, so throughout the years, he has posted way more and stuff like that. Okay, this was an interesting one. How do people in the US heat their homes? And then we have, I'm going to put here. So purple is going to be oil or pink or whatever the fuck. Oil, natural gas, propane, wood, electricity. Electricity takes the majority. But then on these edges, we have oil, natural gas in here, and some wood around here. Albuquerque and stuff like that. Data. All right. No. All right. Okay. How student demographics at Harvard, Christ, I cannot even say that word, changed after implementing race-neutral admissions. Admissions. Yeah, I thought I read that incorrectly. All right. Class of 2026, 2028. All right. Ooh. All right. How far into pregnancy do most abortions occur? So percentages of reported abortions by 9 weeks of gestation. Okay. All right. So most of the aborts occurred 7 to 9 weeks. Christ. Less than 6 weeks. No, less than 6 weeks. Well, I guess. Okay. I see. Because I thought that these were small numbers, but no. So we start with 6 weeks, 7 to 9 weeks, and then we jump up and go up. See, this is the thing to interpret. I can't say that fucking word today. Interpret, study, data. Okay, just by looking at these fucking things and thinking about it, makes your brain work. Statewide majority time period. Okay, and then he goes for states. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. All right. All right. All right, and then we finish with this one. Age of sexiest man, people versus sexiest woman. Okay, sexiest woman, it's blue. Sexiest man, this. Linear. I don't really know what's linear, but whatever. Linear is like average, I guess. Okay, so the average throughout these years. So the women. Okay, so it's going to be below 30, and then men, it's above 40. That's it, basically. Data done. I think some people are going to watch this. They're going to be like, my God, doesn't he know how to fucking look at a graph and just read it and that's it? And I'm like, no, no, thank you. But it's just an interesting tool for your brain to, again, you feel like your brain is working and progressing. Okay, last one, US cost of living 2024. Okay, so this one is going to be more expensive right here. More expensive counties, San Mateo County, California, if I'm not mistaken, Santa Cruz County also. And then the cheapest, L cool, I don't know. Cheapest counties, Prentice County, MES, is it Missouri? I don't know. Martinsville City, VA, Vancouver, I guess. All right. So now that we're done with data, we are going to quickly go into sales. Now, the sales part of thing is very simple, which is this. I basically ask, so I used to work at a company and I had customers in the store and I had my products and then other products to sell and to ask if people needed something. So I started asking ChatGPT, look, I make some sales. What can I do to improve? And then I'm going to show you. Yeah, okay. So this was the marketing stuff that I just searched, marketing blogs that post daily. And I do have one which we're just going to explore at the end because I don't really feel confident about it, but what? So, sales tips. Remember where I work. And I know that this is badly written or whatever, but basically, ChatGPT has a memory. And if you say, well, I work at this place and I have these skills or this or that, he remembers. Now, this one didn't remember, but whatever. Maybe I was not using this browser. It's all fine. All right, so here's a tailored daily sales tip for your role at Decathlon. Tip of the day, leverage cross-selling by highlighting complementary products. Now, what I did is that I asked for more because he's always talking about the same fucking thing, but you can ask for more. So the first tip, sales tip, business tip is complementary things. Of course, doing a sale when you want to complement something, like imagine that someone is buying shoes. Think about what someone might need. Some socks, maybe even something to make the shoes a little bit more rainproof, something like that, or waterproof in this case. The fact of the matter is that this suggestion, cross-selling, is only done by one thing: getting to know the customer and understanding their needs. And that is point number one. All right, so then here are a few more sales tips. Use the try and buy technique. Invite them to try out shoes on the store's track. 100%. One of the main things that sometimes people ask me, one of the main things, because they need help to do this, is I needed a sock to try on this shoe. How do I do it? And sometimes, at least in the store, we had some socks laying around or without the packaging. They just had that little stamp thing that they're still going to sell, or sell in this case, I'm sorry. They're still going to sell, but they don't have the package because somebody took them or they were ripped or whatever. It's fine. So what we usually do is that we give them, we were like, oh, we have this pair in here, you know? And if it's a bigger pair, it doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be their shoe size, okay? It's just something so that they can try on. Also, to try on shares or whatever, the try and buy technique is very good. If you let someone be comfortable while they are buying something, they're more likely going to buy it and they're going to feel at home. And that's my main suggestion. The art of listening, yes. What kind of activities do you usually do? Are you training for something specific? Yes. Emphasize quality and durability. In this case, getting to know more about the product. And then build trust through stories. Yeah. I used this backpack on my hike last week. The ergonomic design made it super comfortable. Real life examples, and also given your opinion, because people, even if it depends how you say your opinion. You can't just say, oh, I don't think it looks good. You can say, oh, I think that this would look better. Or in my personal preference, I like this one. But again, it's just my personal preference. Stuff like this makes you feel connected, makes you feel real, but at the same time, you give space for that person to just do the purchase, do the buying aspect of things. You get what I'm talking about. So ChatGPT, very useful. All right. So thank you so much for watching this episode. Before we finish, episode number 1, which lasted about half an hour, man, I'm happy with that. That's the target that I had in mind, because I feel like then it's too much, but it needs to at least be consistent, or in this case, have more than 20 minutes, in my opinion. We are just going to go into Marketing Profs. So Marketing Profs is just this website, okay? I picked one of the suggestions from ChatGPT, and I felt like this one might have something. But at the same time, I don't know. I really enjoyed the other one better. So, marketing trends. That's it. Okay, it doesn't have anything. It's completely different, right? Okay, fuck it. What a fail. It's completely different than what I thought it was going to be. This is like a forum. This reminds me of like when I started studying translations. There were like these forums of articles and just studies and all that, and you could just go in them and participate and stuff like that. Okay, forget about this suggestion, but maybe if it's something that interests you and it's a little bit more academic, more formal, there you go, marketing profs. So, people, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next episode. Again, thank you so much for the support. This episode will be available on VOD, of course, on Twitch, but also it's going to go on my main channel. You can check the link. You just go here on Twitch. You click, boom. 1 or 2 clicks, you are there on my main channel. Everything that I post is there. Also, my portfolio, if you are interested in working with me. Who knows? I will see you in the next one, okay? Thank you so much. Goodbye. Goodbye. I was trying to look for the ending screen, but I don't have it because I'm not formal. I'm not formal enough, man. See you in the next one. Bye bye.